Hey,
Hi, Mark.
how you doing there, David? You well?
Good. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm very well. Nice background.
For sure, for sure.
You'll
Well,
have to excuse my hair at the moment. I'm growing it for a film next year.
oh yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah, so it's a bit it's very long at the moment.
Well, just to start off, for those who will be tuning in, I'm David from M.A.A.C, and we are here with the star of the sci-fi thriller Rupture, Mark Strange.
Thank you very much, sir.
So for those who don't know, can you tell us briefly about your martial arts background a little bit?
Sure. I started martial arts when I was 10 years old, and it was kind of the movies that influenced me to go and take up martial arts. Some of the early films, Jackie Chan movies, Bruce Lee, a massive fan of Stallone, general action movies. And so I went out there and started studying Chinese martial arts from 10 years old. And I just literally, you know, ever since I've just been doing it really. And I'm now 49. So
Wow.
yeah, so it's took me all over the world. I competed in kind of kickboxing, in kung fu, studied many different styles. When I moved into the film game, I tended to learn more different styles to complement choreography and working on action sequences and stuff. So the more I kind of learned and absorbed, the better it was as a performer.
Cool, cool, cool. So since yesterday we all know was Bruce Lee's 82nd birthday yesterday.
Yes. Yeah,
And
I'm sporting the Bruce Lee T-shirt tonight.
me,
So,
me too, bro. Me too,
yes.
bro. So we have to talk about, I mean, me and you know, we talked about it before, but
Sure.
we go over again, about your experience, working on Ip Man 4 and, fighting, Danny Chan, who played Bruce Lee in the film,
Yes.
how that experience was like.
That was incredible, mate. It was still a career highlight, is being involved and, getting the call at the time and knowing I was fighting Bruce Lee. And then I got there and I obviously met Yen Wu Ping, and then he starts putting the fight together, and I thought, because I thought I was going to come over and just think there's not a chance this fight is going to go over 10 seconds with Bruce Lee. So and then when they started working it out, and I thought, oh wow, it's almost like a Way of the Dragon type sequence. But utilizing a huge tribute to Bruce, utilizing all his tactics in there, such as the nunchucks and the 1 inch punch, the classic step through side kick from End of the Dragon. It had pretty much, and even to the point where I'm kicking the lamp normally, well, that would have been Bruce. You know, he put all these homages into that one fight sequence in Ip Man, and yeah, just being involved with it and the sheer scale of the production was insane, man. I still have great memories. I still have niggles and aches and pains from it though too.
How long did that fight took you to film, by the way?
I think it was shot in, if I remember rightly, memory serves right. It was about 4 days, 5 days,
Mhm.
but they were really long days. So it was literally crack of dawn right through into the evening. So, and I remember kind of finishing and then going back and then waking up in the hotel, and it was like I was so stiff, thinking, right, there's a million people that would love this opportunity. So I pushed myself out of bed every day, even though I felt so busted up at the time, But then looking back at it, I remember watching it with Scott Adkins, the premiere in the UK. And it's the first time I'd seen it. He'd already seen it, the Hong Kong, and so he was dead excited for me to watch it. And it was just such an amazing feeling seeing it in its entirety, and just just having that kind of that moment of seeing it. It made all them pains just go away.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely an very awesome moment because
Thank
The
you.
previous Bruce, the previous Ip Man movies only showed briefly about Bruce, and then finally we get to see him in action, in Ip Man 4, and then
For sure.
and then he was going against you, so
Yeah, no, definitely, man. I channeled my best Chuck Norris, Bob Wall kind of thing within that fight,
Oh yeah, yeah, that's awesome.
100%.
So how was Danny? Did he do all of his own stuff too?
He pretty much did everything. Yeah, I think there was a couple of things that he didn't do, but he pretty much was game for everything. Every time we were fighting, we were just high fiving, and it felt good. It was a good atmosphere, and he had all these people around him, and it was just it was just a fabulous experience in the sense of seeing the fight as I was doing it come to life, because the way they shot it, they shot it in chunks. So they'd show us the first bit, they'd get the two stunt guys and Yen Wu Ping would work it out. Then they'd bring me and Danny in, have a few goes, then they'd shoot it. And then we'd go away, we'd watch, and then we'd come back after they'd done the next. It was like a jigsaw all coming together. And
Right.
yeah, so you saw it building as it was going along. And that's where I was thinking, wow, this is a long fight. So it was really cool.
So I know you didn't have any scenes with Donnie, but you did see him on set. Like how cool is that?
No, actually, this is Donnie had actually finished filming at
Oh,
that
okay.
point in time, and he was actually in England while I was in Hong Kong, because the actual scene was in a studio in Hong Kong.
Oh,
They built the entire diner and in a studio, and that whole alleyway was purposely built for Ip Man, for like the San Francisco type back alley, but no, Donnie had already finished. But I met Donnie. I worked with Donnie before.
mhm.
I worked with him on a movie called Twins Effect.
Oh,
Um,
yes,
that
right.
was back, yeah, that was a long time ago, back in 2002. And I got to work with him then. He was the action director of it. And
Mhm.
I got to do a scene with Jackie Chan, where
Right.
there's a vampire trying to attack him, And then that journey, obviously, when I was there, I lived in Hong Kong for 4 months, and I got to work on the Medallion as well. And that was kind of a couple of great experiences working with Jackie Chan.
Yeah, how crazy is that? Like to work on a film with both legends at once, like Donnie and
It
Jack.
was crazy, man. I was like, it was, yeah. I've had so many dreams come true to work with them guys on one movie and just have the experience of working with both of them and seeing how they worked at that time. I was only around 24, around 24, 25 when I did that. So growing up on Jackie Chan and next minute he's in front of you. It was a crazy experience at that age. Yeah, so but no, it's again memories that I'll cherish for forever, really. So, and me, I'm always striving to move forward and improve on what I do. The only people that I compete against, because I used to fight and I used to do the whole tournament thing. Now I never compete. I compete against myself in films, not
Right.
against others. That is something that I'm always striving to improve on everything I do in front of me. And I still believe, David, that my greatest films are ahead of me, and I know that next year I'm doing something pretty cool. So
Awesome.
yeah, something to look forward to.
Well, let's talk about your recent film, Rupture. Can you tell us a bit about the character and this project?
Yeah, well, Rupture came about. Ranjit S. Morrow, the director, contacted me because basically what happened, I think they had an Indonesian actor to play my character, but he dropped out at the time through COVID. And so they were looking for someone because they were all set to shoot, and I came on as last minute. It was a last minute thing. Yeah, so so anyway, that's how I came about the project, and literally I came on board. I wasn't in the greatest shape at the time because I was recovering from injuries.
Mm.
But the role. I wanted to kind of, it kind of worked because, the guy, my character in it had lost all hope with everything around him, like all focus. He'd lost all focus, gets put away in prison, and he just basically revenges all his friends that have kind of literally done him over and put him in there. So he comes out, and it's just pure revenge, and in the sense of getting payback, in a sense, for everyone that's kind of that's done him over. And so it was kind of a movie where the character was he was back in the day a very focused, kind of determined guy, but he kind of lost it all. So it's a man with nothing to sort of like live for, in a sense, but pure vengeance.
But you are the hero this time, right? Not the villain.
I am, yeah. I'm kind of the kind of guy that you sort of he comes across as quite an angry individual in the film. But basically, before the backstory is he's just following the lead with all the people around him. All the characters around him are kind of like took him into this underworld. He's been brought up by criminals and gangsters. So he is a good guy, but is not to be messed with.
So
Yeah.
I wasn't able to see the film yet, but is it
Okay.
more of a of like a shoot 'em up, or is there some martial arts in it, or?
There's a bit of martial arts, and there's
Mhm.
it's a mixture of martial arts and guns.
Mhm.
It is quite story driven as well. It's something a little bit different from me, in a sense. And it's a very, very cool watch. The actual director, I can't praise him enough, because he's and the whole team, because this movie would I told you I came on board at the last minute. The whole movie was shot in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. A feature in 2 weeks. Yeah. I've done films where you just go on and do previews and plan fights for 2 weeks just for one scene. Yeah. So the action sequences, just to give you an idea and heads up on it, it was independent, it's low budget.
Mhm.
But what it's achieved, it's been released worldwide on Prime, like Amazon Prime. It's just on Tubi as well. It's on Tubi in the States now as well. So it's released there, so people can watch it in the States, Canada, Australia, Mexico, I believe, and New Zealand on Tubi. So it's got a decent release, and there's more streaming to come, more sort of sites where it's available to watch. But the director and the crew all gave it the best, and on the limited budget and time we had, I literally didn't sleep. And when you see me, I look so tired in it. So, but
Wow.
yeah, again, it kind of works,
Mhm.
with the character being a down and out. But yeah, it was an incredible effort from the whole team.
Mhm. Yeah, to get a release like this on a low budget film, like, and film in 2 weeks, that's pretty impressive.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was crazy. There was one fight scene that I did with one of the performers, Nick Khan, and it literally, we planned it, yeah, and we literally shot the whole thing. We were running out of time, and we shot the whole fight in probably about 3 hours. Yeah.
Wow.
And that, when you put things into perspective on this, because I've worked on the big budget stuff and the low budget stuff, 3 hours is crazy to shoot a fight, but it's turned out really well. So that was a really nice little fight. And it was the action's very raw and gritty.
Mhm.
It's very, very different. It's not very nice to watch. In a sense, it's more the kind of brutal, gritty type action, rather than the martial arts. So there are the odd kicks in there and stuff, nice little movements, but yeah, it's a pure gritty beat 'em up type movie, revenge movie.
That's awesome. I mean, I'll definitely check it out on Tubi.
No, cheers, mate. I hope you enjoy anyway.
Thank you. But so I know you've been working on a project with director Isaac Florentine called Hounds of War. Is that correct?
I did,
Yeah.
yes.
Can you
What a
tell me a bit about
fantastic
that one?
experience
Yeah.
that was. Yeah, it's really funny, man, because oh, big fan of Isaac, and with obviously Undisputed and all the
Hmm.
great stuff he's done. Um, and I remember getting the call, and obviously it was starring Frank Grillo as well. I've always wanted to work with Frank.
Right, great
Massive
actor.
fan of Frank. He's such a great actor,
Yeah.
you know. And so yeah, so it was kind of it was yeah. I got the call, got flew out to Malta. They filmed it in Malta, and yeah, it was a bunch of mercenaries kind of thing, mercenary type action stuff. And I won't say too much because I don't want to spoil it. Maybe we can have a chat about it later
For
on
sure.
in the future. But I had such a great time on it. The cast, the whole Hounds. I play Santiago, which is one of the Hounds of War on Frank Grillo's team. And yeah, it was phenomenal. I got to work again with some good friends like Joey Anza from The Bourne Ultimatum,
Right.
good friends with Joey. So it was great to be working with Joey over there. He was one of the other Hounds. Yeah, the whole team were brilliant and just a really pleasant, great experience. And it's always nice when you go and work on a movie and the sun's shining as well.
Uh-huh.
You know, it makes all the difference.
Wow. So it's about mercenaries. So it's like your own team of expendables.
It's kind of like that, yeah. It's kind of like a bit of a kind of expendables group, yeah. I don't want to give it away though, so I don't
Right,
want to give
right.
too much away. But no, you know, for things like that, for me as an actor, I love doing my favorite roles in military. You know, hitmen, that type of that
Hmm.
type of kind of role for me is perfect. You know, special forces, and you know, I got to work with Krista France, who did I think it was 13 Hours, the Michael Bay film. So working on all the weapons, tactics, and training with him was phenomenal.
Wow.
It yeah, it was just a great team, great experience, well looked after, and you know, can't wait for you to see the movie. I'm sure it's probably going to be out sometime next year.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see some footage from maybe it's like a trailer or something soon.
that will be coming, I believe. Yeah.
Cool, cool. So you have that in the pipeline. Do you have any other project coming up with your new haircut
The
that just
new
doing for the
herd,
new
yeah.
film? You want to tell us
This
about?
this I can't really say very much about because the director will kill me. So, but what I can say is, yeah, we're looking at shooting that next year. It's it's something totally. It's just an amazing script. So it's for the action fan. It's going to be the best kind of action film what I've done because I'm going to be throwing the kitchen sink at this one. I'm going to put everything into it. So it's such a great role for me. It's a lead role as well,
Oh, great, great.
and it's a big step up. So you know, so we've got a great team on board. It's something that we've been me and the director have been developing for probably 4 or 5 years now. So behind the scenes, so it's exciting, man, and I can't wait to talk about that.
Awesome, man. So I mean, congratulations
No,
on everything.
thanks a
And
lot, my friend.
yeah, so we got Rupture playing now on Amazon Prime and Tubi.
Yes.
And we got Hounds of War coming out sometime next year.
Yes, that's right. And something very special to look forward to next year.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Mark. And we'll definitely chat again when those projects come out.
100%, my friend. What's the weather like in where you are? Is it nice?
Oh, it's California. It's very nice.
Oh, man.
It's
No, in the UK right now, we've got freezing fog.
oh
Yeah.
no. I mean, it's December here, but it's like sunny 70 degrees, 75 degrees.
Wow. I need to come back to California.
Yeah,
Definitely.
for sure, for sure. Well, Mark, well, have a happy holidays, man, and we'll chat again soon.
Thank you, good sir. Thank you.
All
Look
right.
forward to it. Have a good time.
Thank you so much, Mark.
Thanks, mate. Take care. Bye bye.
Take care.